Hey Shamira, how are you?
Hey Mia, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I just want to take this opportunity to introduce you to my clients, my network, and
Oh,
then
yay.
obviously we worked together for a while. I love working with you and
Yes.
Charles. So
Oh, me
let's
too.
let's get started by maybe tell people how we met, and then I'll let you talk about your organization.
Okay.
So, so me and Shamira met. It's kind of like it's I don't know. I think it's fate, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I met with Charles when he was looking for an accountant, and then right we help him with the EIDL PPP loan, and then we help him with his accounting where he's outsourced CFO. And then Charles he's a great guy. Like I love working with him. He's such a nice guy, and his dad too.
Yeah.
And then we're working together for a year, I think a long time. And then Charles was like, "Hey, can you help my wife with her nonprofit?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to talk to your wife," because Charles was making all these decisions about his business. I'm like, I wonder how his wife is doing and how his family's doing. So I talked to you, and you are like so amazing. I love what you do. I love that you are
Yay.
always supporting women in business, and you have your
Yes.
own nonprofit organizations. And I can see that you put your heart into it. Like you were talking about work all the time, you're talking about women's all the time. Like I just love talking to you every day. It's so inspiring. So I want to introduce you to my network because I want everybody to know more about you and how amazing you are.
Oh,
And
yay.
like knowing you and Charles, like seeing how you guys support each other in business and in life. And
Yes.
it just very, it's warmed my heart to know that you guys have such a good relationship and such a good business, good
Yes.
businesses. So
Yes.
I hope we can work together for a long, long time.
I
Currently,
hope
I'm
so too.
helping you guys with your
Yes.
nonprofit, but I'll let you talk more about yourself and your mission and more about your nonprofit and see what we can do for you.
Oh, yay. So I'm so happy that I got to meet you, Mia. And I hear great things about you from Charles. And that's why he connected us. I'm so excited to meet you. And before we met you, we were all over the place with our accounting. And now we feel that we're in a very good place. And I'm so excited to work with a female accountant, that is, I'm always into the women's empowerment and all that type of stuff. But I love working with you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about our nonprofit organization, which, nonprofits are always, they're not business, but they try to inject good into the world, into the country and the communities that they live. So that's why I love nonprofit. I live the business side to my husband, and I'm so excited that you're working with us, and we're very happy with your services. So I wanted to talk about my organization. My organization is called Moo Delta Alpha. It is the first professional Muslim sorority in the country. So our organization is very unique. So we have chapters across the country. We have my first chapter, of course, it was founded in Texas. So we have our chapter in UT Austin, which I'm very excited. UT, one of the biggest schools, Big Ten schools, an amazing school. So that's one of my chapters. We have a chapter in Wichita State, Denver, Colorado. We have another one in Ohio, and we have some coming from different parts of the country. I think we have even some which is going to be coming from John Hopkins University. So I'm very excited about the organization. Our mission is to empower women, and is to get women to reach their full potential, regardless to who they are. Whether you're Muslim, whether you're not, we don't care about that. Whether your race, your color, your religion, your gender, we don't care about that. But we want to empower all women, right? So that's what we do. And then within our sorority, we have a leadership academy for girls, where every Saturday because I'm a TWU student, I'm doing my MBA in Women in Leadership. So I teach a younger girls program about leadership, and all these girls are from 12 to 16, and encouraging them and empowering them about leadership, especially with women, right? Because we're trying to break this glass ceiling and all that type of stuff. So I'm very passionate about leadership and women being in a space, on a table that makes decisions and breaking that glass ceiling. So that's what my mission is. And then after that, you know, I am from Africa originally, so I am we're building an orphanage for girls in Africa. I'm hoping that we can build a school as well to go in with the orphanage. We're almost on the last stages of the orphanage to get girls who do not have a home, who do not have anything, to come and live in the orphanage, give them schooling, give them shelter, give them love, give them education, and take care of them and giving them stability. So that's what I do, like in a nutshell. So my day is crazy. We have the children, you know, and I didn't want to limit myself as a woman and say, okay, because you're a woman, you're a mother, you just have to stop at that, right? But I do want to do that. I'm very passionate about women in general, and, you know, women's businesses and women being successful in this country. So what other country gives opportunity to women than the United States?
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
How many members do you guys have?
We have 200 members from the college chapters. From the younger girls, I have 12 of them. I only take 12 girls every school year. Because they start from middle school to high school. So when they finish high school, the younger girls, we give them a scholarship to apply to college so that they can, you know, think about that higher education. But for my college chapters, we have 200 members.
200.
I think. Yes.
Wow. So it sounds like you are and you are growing. You guys are looking to growing into more colleges, having more chapters as well. So I'm so excited to be a part of this movement.
Thank you so much.
Tell me about, maybe just because I'm sure you have countless examples of how you change women's lives and change people's lives and make them feel like they're better and they can move up. You know, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can't move up, you can't be a leader, right? So maybe you could tell me an example of how you see the change in people, and how you create the change and see the changes in people, which is one example.
So for me, I feel like I'll take me as an example. Right? Me as an example. I think I'm the biggest example to women changing. And when you pour into women, then women become successful, right? Because when I was growing up in Africa, it was very difficult for girls and women like me to be seen as people who are going to be change makers, right? Because my family didn't take girls' education seriously. Right? And I was just going to be another girl who's going to be married at a young age and to be left alone and to whatever, right? But this is the culture, not the religion, but it's the culture, right? This is the culture we grew up in. The girls cannot do anything. So I never grew up thinking I could do anything. I had it in me to do all this, right? So first, I grew up in Canada. I came to Canada as a refugee, as a young person, and I didn't have anything I didn't have anything. So I came to Canada. So after coming to Canada as a young age is when I understood, right, that you can go to school, you can reach your full potential, but and I see my transformation of change, right? But before I thought, oh, you're a girl, you know, you don't have to. You know, you couldn't go to school. School is not serious for you because you know what? You're going to get married and have children and have a husband and a household. That's all what I was thinking about. But slowly transformation. And then I got married to Charles. And then I moved to Texas. And then, you know, I always tell people, where there's a strong woman, there's a strong man behind her. Right? So my husband, who has completed his master's and he's done so many things, I think he's doing his PhD right now. And I was like, I'm too old to go to college. He was like, no, you're not.
Aww.
You have to go to school, right? You have to go to school in order for you to do X, Y, and Z. I did not think in my mid-20s, I could reach my full potential. You know, it took only Charles to tell me. So now I'm going to Collin College. It's right here around Collin County in Texas. We both live in Texas. And I promise you, every day I used to go stand in line for hours for admissions. It took me so long. And every day I would come back, I'd be like, Charles, I cannot do it. The admissions lines take so long, right? To get into college, I cannot do it. right? And every day going to that line, Charles will be like, no, you have to go do it. This is how people deter from going to school. You have to go do it. You have to go do it. You have to go do it. And I kept on going back and back and back because they wanted this paper. They wanted that paper. They wanted my Canadian documents. They wanted my my schooling in Africa because I just finished high school. I didn't go to college, right? But the first day of going to school was my biggest transformation. But I stayed in community college for 5 years, 6 years, because I was doing 5 years, because I was doing developmental classes. Remember, I did not go to high school. I did not go to school for a very long time. So I was doing developmental math, starting from 300 plus 700. That's what I started from. I always tell my professors that. But I saw something in myself that I didn't think I had, right? That leadership skills, those reaching my full potential. And I could see it grow. When I finished my 2 years of community college, that 5 years, I had to transfer to UTD, right? To go do speech pathology, which I loved. I wanted to change the world with speech pathology, which I actually loved. And then that's how I started my organization, Moo Delta Alpha, because I could reach that full potential, because people believed in me and what I could do. And they started supporting and they started doing. And I was a very motivated person, right? I would say, like, I would never, ever, ever wait for anybody to make that change for me. I had to do it myself. I'm telling you, my first college algebra class was killing me. I was crying because of algebra. You're an accountant. I put my hands up to you. Math is the most craziest thing for me. But my professors were so amazing that they made me love algebra. Right? So I was an honor student when I was in college. Even right now in my master's, right? I'm an honor student because I was just craving to get that education. So for me, I'm an example of when people support women and when people encourage women, and this is where you can reach your full potential. I think I've reached my potential. I'm still like reaching my full potential, and that's my change story. It's me. I'm an example of change.
That is so awesome. And when you brought up Charles, it's just like, because I've known you guys for a while, saw how amazing your relationship is, and then how amazing he is to you and how amazing you are to him. It's also, you brought up something too. You said behind a successful woman is a strong man, and vice versa, behind a successful man is a woman, right? So when we talk about women, it's like, okay, we're supporting each other, but we also have the men behind us, or we're supporting the men. It doesn't matter if we're woman or man, or what color we are, what race we are, but it's just like we're all people.
Yes.
And find people that are supporting us, then it gives us strength, and then we're kind of giving back. We're supporting other people as well. There's people that are not supportive, of course, because we can't make everybody like us, right?
No, we can't.
But it's like we found each other, and that's what matters. So I'm supporting you 100%. You're supporting us 100%.
Yes,
and then
thank you so much.
You have everyone else supporting you who are listening to this. So it's amazing to hear your story, because now I'm like so moved, and like I'm gonna be behind you and our teams. We're all women too.
I
We're
know
gonna support you 100%.
I know that.
So I just love that. And you have a guy in your organization that's like giving you a lot of money and donations too.
Yes, so we do.
We're taking the men with us too.
Yes, we are, because we're a women organization. We believe that, and it takes a strong woman a strong man actually to push, to be behind the successful women, right? And to listen to your vision and mission. And I have two strong men on my board who believe in what we're doing. And this one of them, my husband, always supports me, always gives donations. Oh, you know that, Mia, you do our accounting. And then, with this other person who is a hedge funds person, I don't know nothing about Wall Street or anything, but he wants to support the organization because he sees the potential of supporting women. What happens, women and girls, right? Because I was a girl once, and I'm a woman, a businesswoman, an educated woman. I would not tell you about this 10 years ago. I promise. I just graduated 2016. right? But because that's the potential they see, you have to pour into it, and you have to pour into women so that we can reach our full potential.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about that.
And then you had 200 girls and women with you. I mean, you're supporting them. So you're going to grow it to like 400, 1,000, like lots of women in the country. So I just love to hear your story, because we can share this with so many people too. It's not just us, it's not just the 200 people, but it's going to be like thousands of people hopefully listening to this and get so inspired, and then they're going to go help other people too. So with that being said, is there anything that we can do to help you, to support you, in addition to watching the video and maybe share the videos and share this on social media? Is there anything else we can help you in your organization?
So our organization is a nonprofit organization. As you know, we're always looking for donations. We're always looking for sponsorships, especially corporate sponsorships, because that's something we don't get on a regular basis. You know, we would love to get corporate sponsorships so that we can change lives. We can transform girls here in the United States, as well as outside the United States, but mostly the United States, the girls who are going to a leadership academy. So right now, there's going to be something called Giving Tuesday, where, you know, North Texas Giving Tuesday, it's going to be on September 27th, September 23rd. From the September 1st to September 23rd, if we raise $5,000 or $10,000, that money will be matched. So we're looking for corporate sponsors. If you have employment, like your employees, nonprofit, you guys support nonprofit, please support our nonprofit. Please donate to us. Even if your employees can give us $20, that would be great, and you'll see the transformations that we do in our organization. We really support women and girls. So any donations from September 1st to the September 23rd, if you can raise that much money, and then we'll get a corporate match for that, that would be so amazing. So please support us. Yes.
I will post a link in the chat and broadcast it so people can really go and support you guys. The deadline is September 27th.
23rd.
September 23rd, that's the deadline to raise $5,000.
Yes.
$5,000. Okay.
$1,000, so we can, and then that can be matched for us. If we raise 5,000, then the other 5,000 will be matched. And if there's anybody out there in your clients who wants to match that 10,000, we'll be so happy. So if we get 5,000, we raise 5,000, 5,000 matches, and then we get 10,000 and somebody else wants to match that, that would be amazing. And that will help us so much with our operations of the year, for the year.
So that more women can take leadership classes, can learn from you, and can grow. I mean, who knows, like, if we can just change one person's life, that matters. But like, what if we can change 10,000 people's lives, right? And then they would change other people's lives too. It's like a domino effect. And I'm going to share something personal too. Like, for a lot of, like, when I, like, growing up, I was kind of in the same situation as yours, because in our country, back then, I think women are supposed to stay home and take care of the husband and be behind the scene, and the men are supposed to be the breadwinner. And if a woman is too successful, then people would say, well, probably you're too smart for a husband, or like, you can't get married, or you can't have kids. Like, you can't have both, right? You can't have everything. You have to sacrifice.
Yes.
And I refuse to do that, because I believe that we can have everything we want to. We can have a good family, we can have kids, we can have money, career, good health. We can have everything, because we can expand our capacity. And I see that in you guys. And I know you guys are working so hard, and you have a family, but you're still traveling, right? You're still enjoying your life too. At the same time, you work so much. I can see that. But I do believe that whatever you guys are doing, it's really worthwhile. Charles is helping. He's in IT. He's consulting. He's working with the government. Like, so he's winning big contracts, and he's helping a lot of people too in business. You're helping a lot of people, a lot of women, and inspiring girls and women to be better every day. So I just get inspired every day from working with you guys and seeing how successful you are as a business and as organization, as a family. So I just love that about you guys so much.
So much. We really appreciate it.
So I see that you are having it all, and then you are still wanting to get more and to give back to the community.
Yes.
And then a lot of times, like, people just want to have a house and a job and a career, right? And then once they get it, they're like, okay, what's next for me? And I've thought about that for the whole time, for a long time. Like, okay, now I have a car, I have a house, like, I have a good job. What's next for me? That really doesn't make me feel too happy. Like, I want things that make me happy, it's actually to help people and to grow and to contribute. So that's what make me happy, that I can see that I can change lives and see you changing lives too. So if you guys are interested, or if you guys not like interested, just donate and then you just $10, right? That's gonna help the girl. Or
$5, whatever.
$5.
We have another program here. We're trying to get sanitary pads to girls in schools in Africa as well. That is another campaign that we're doing, because some girls stay home when they get their periods because they can't go to school, and that's something
I didn't know that.
Yes, I faced it when I was a little girl, because sanitary pads are not something that you can get. It's not something you just get as, and I see it. So these girls stay home. I went to visit them last year, this year when I went to Africa, and I was so moved. I said, I'm so privileged to be in America, to be living like this. And they need sanitary pads, which cost only 40 cents. So we want to help those girls as well. We're not only transforming lives in the United States, but we're transforming lives out of the United States. So whatever you donate to us, I promise it will go to good.
I know that. I'm doing your account.